Blazing Godzilla will be standing at over 8 inches tall. Not massively over, just slightly over, you know. And here's what your lovely, gorgeous orange and yellow boy is going to look like directly out of the box. He's giving Absolutian Fanta Fever vibes, and I absolutely dig it. This is one of them figures where you can look at it from a distance away, like... And it's like, wow, look at all that light brightedness. Look at all that bright and eye-catchedness. It's... Basically what I'm saying is he's light, he's bright, he's fantastic, he's going to be grabbing the eyes as soon as this thing hits your shelves. And you get him nice and close. Even closer. And you see these stark orange limbs. Nice and translucent. Moving into the potato bread crotch over here with the low fittitis. Detailage going on over here. Not as hard of a detail as it is over here. Godzilla's got tits like a hot dog. Bun. Wiener. But I really do enjoy this yellow application on Godzilla's crotch moving into his neck over here. Especially over here where I can't tell if that's darker paint or just some of the innards of the figure poking through, but the way it's framed by the yellow almost makes it look like it's paint. Actually, now that I look at the figure from the side, I can see that's definitely an inner working thing right there. So it's a bit of a happy accident, but I just so happen to like how it looks. Now, when looking at the legs moving into the feet down here, it's not just orange you're going to get, but some yellow. Some very lightly applied yellow. Yeah, there is some rub-off going on here, and it's not just on the foot. It's somewhere else too, but the other foot looks nice. The toes are gonna be a nice creamy color, as are these claws over Meow, as are the teeth. Now, the teeth... I don't know, I've been seeing some people saying that the teeth are sloppily done, and as far as the closed mouth goes, I'd have to disagree. I think the teeth look just fine. And those piercing, egg yolkish looking eyes, just lovely. The detailing on Godzilla's head is rather fire, and now we can move into the dorsal fins adorning the tippity top of his head. And like everything else, they're translucent. Now, before we move into these here dorsal fins, I'm glad I took the time to check because I thought this would just have been the 1989 again, but no, look at that. We've got 2 different pairs of fins. You know, this is the first time I've held this figure in quite a while, and maybe I was overtly harsh on you. I never did give them a rating, just saying. What I love about the dorsal fins on this gent over here is that obviously they're casted in orange, I mean, I assume, and they're painted over with yellow, and the way that they are painted on, oh my god. Blazing Godzilla absolutely passes the vibe check. But then again, he is Godzilla, so Godzilla kinda is the vibe check. Sometimes you're just angry enough to set yourself on fire from the inside. I know that's not the canon thing, but whatever. And while I do entirely love the paint on these here translucent dorsal fins, I do have an issue. Yeah, I got some NECA Godzilla 2019 burning Godzilla peelage going on over here. Not sure what to attribute this to, but they were like this right out of the box, and despite popular belief, I am not one to be throwing around my figures that cost more than $15. So that is a bit of a bummer, and you can slap me with the cope argument going on right now. Load it up, load it up, load it up. There we go. But the peelage ain't exactly noticeable from the sides, or even from far away for that matter. I don't like that it exists. And yeah, $85. I happen to pay $109.25, $17 for shipping. And I'm okay with it. Granted, I'm not going to sit here and tell all of you that it's okay that this is an issue in and of itself. Gotta be fair here. But it's just, in this instance, something like this really doesn't bother me all that much. I will, however, say though, if you're posing the tail around, do be careful how you pose. Take the extra time to slowly swivel it, and don't just haphazardly swivel it so you don't rub off any of the paint over here, as it does seem to be that weak. This little tit abrasion in the center over here was like that right out of the box, so it could have been due to the zip ties or whatever. But ultimately, Am I funny?
No!
I really do like and enjoy the funkin' vibe going on here. As far as paint and detail goes, half a star for the paint, solid star for the detailings. I mean, the dorsal fins alone, dude. Alone. Oh. But I do just want to tack on just like a little sub rating, just because I love how, like, daftly loud this thing is. It commands presence, it commands attention, and I very much enjoy that, and I am going to hate trying to find a place to put this thing on the shelf. Because as of right now, my Godzilla vs. Destroya shelf is practically just dead full, so... Now let's take a look at accessories. Accessory-wise, we're gonna get standard hands, we're gonna get a pair of fists, we're gonna get these cool-looking jutsu hands, as I so lovingly referred to them as before, and of course we're gonna get the fan favorite, Roaring Head. Haha, Roaring Head! Yeah, I get it. Hinged mouths. Buy the Super7 Super Kaiju figures. They have hinged mouths. You're welcome. So the accessory inclusion really hasn't changed from 1989. We're still getting a standard head, a Roaring Head, and a bunch of hands. And ultimately, I don't think this guy needed much else. I did see a lot of people saying that they were upset that the snap-on flame effects weren't included, but as I was informed, they were never intended to be included. That being listed with the solicitation was an error, never intended, never planned, never anything. This is a remold and a repaint by and large. That's all they did. Yes, that includes articulation. Shokugan, Meltdown movie. The best scene in Godzilla vs. Destroya. HG, finger puppet, middle-sized meltdown. Oh, I still love you so much. Ah, it's Fred! And oh boy, look at this here box. The slip covers are gone, but it's nice to see that texturing still living on as a design over here on the box. This is nice, it is bright, it is eye-catching. Love that we've got burning Godzilla going on over here. And, I mean, this poster. Right on the back. Fuck. That's some good shit. Gonna get a ball joint at the head. Up that far and down that far. Ball joint at the neck. Back that far. Down that far. So Godzilla can look down. Hi, Kyle. We will get a full swivel at the torso. No worries of those dorsal fins running into each other. No ball joint. Still, you will be able to swivel all the way around at the shoulder blades. They can go up. One more tick, just like that. And then back down after some... Oh, there we go. Swivelier at the bicep and at the elbow. Swivel at the elbow. Bend in and out at the wrist. In, out. Olimus. Look at that. All that swiveling. No yellow paint on the hands. Just a whole bunch of marks. Legs can kick up. About that far. Back. About that far. Pretty far. Knees can bend in, just like that. Little bit out, just like so. A lovely and easy to do swivel. A point up at the ankle and down with the pivot. And now, let's test out this tail. Gently, gently. Fuck. Yes, this gentleman's tail isn't very responsive to curves like that. I mean, maybe if I turn the tail on its side and then curve it, maybe that'll do something. Just a little bit. I mean, I wasn't exactly expecting a fix on this tail because it is a remold, repaint, re-re. And just like my copy of 89, I mean, there's really no amount of movement on this thing that is going to do anything worthwhile. It's just kind of going to flop about. And I will say this piece right here, the one that connects to the ball joint in his butt, it's nice and solid, and I really don't find myself swiveling it there. I mostly just swivel here. And this stays on just fine. It's mostly just, I would pinpoint right about here that I wish it was a bit on the tighter side. Thankfully, this is something that's being fixed with the -1 Godzilla. I mean, you've seen the reviews, right? That thing can move way better and actually hold a pose, unlike this one. Alright, so if this ends up being the swan song for old 95er over here, I'd be okay with it. Yeah, I'll give Articulation a solid star. Sure, the tail's a bit of a bummer, and that's gonna get a half a star for that entirely. But the arms work just fine. Everything else works just fine. He's gonna look great on my friggin' shelf when I finally find a space for him. Can I get any poses out of this guy? Let's see. Poseability, like other Super 7 Ultimates, is rather serviceable. Again, I wasn't expecting many massive fixes for this because, again, it really is just a remold with new paint and blah blah blah. I mainly got this thing because it's translucent, bright orange. And for that, it absolutely does what I wanted it to do. That being, look bright and orange on my shelf, please. And it does that just fine. And hey, if a loose tail is all I have to complain about this time, I think that's more of a win than anything else. Now, as for what this figure was based on, a lot of us thought, this is it. This is the beginning of Super 7 Trendmasters. No. Sure, he's got the yellow eyes like this guy does, but he lacks the purple, he lacks the white, and he lacks the black paint. Super 7 Toho Ultimate's Blazing Godzilla isn't goth enough.
Welcome to a night of music and despair. It doesn't work.
As we all know, though, there are multitudes of Burning Godzilla vinyl figures, and pinpointing which one this guy is actually based off of might be a pain in the butt because there's just been so many, but I'm pretty sure it's that gigantic fuck-off one that I desperately want with all of my heart and soul. Plus, he's the only Meltdown Godzilla vinyl figure that I've seen in my grueling 15-minute search that actually has yellow eyes. Yeah, his pupils is red, but the rest of it's all yellow. So yeah, how about that?
Chicken!
And now for my personal favorite part. My guy is positively translucent to the umpteenth degree, fam. Look at that. Oh, I love the way the teeth and the eyes stand out. I mean, it's more so just the teeth, but whew, I love that. Fully translucent figures with solid paint in specific areas. That is my gender. That is my prerogative. That is what I like. This guy being so super duper translucent absolutely works in his favor because, as I've said multitudes of times, I like translucent stuff. I like shiny stuff. I like bright colors. This plays into my likes. And the dorsal fins are even better. Look at that. Keep this out of sight from John Hammond, though. He'd probably want to take this and make it into a walking stick. And despite the tail mostly remaining flaccid, I mean, it's translucent, dude. Heck yeah. Oh, just look at that glow. Yeah, look at this little contraption that I MacGyvered up. One at a time, ladies. There's only so much of my genius that can go around. So translucent stuff, it's gonna get another solid star. I can't help it. I have a translucent and bright colored bias. I think I've given nearly every single movie monster series remold, repaint of Hedorah solid stars, so this guy is going to follow suit. I know some people are going to have their issues. I know some people feel just a bit let down by this, but me personally, deep in my heart of hearts, look me in the eye, don't look away. I like this. I like it a lot. And in some senses, this helps me fulfill a childhood dream of one day owning that gigantic Meltdown Burning Godzilla. And while he's not gigantic, he's still 8 inches tall and going to be extremely eye-catching. So, there's that. I have been ShinRobjira. I do so hope you all enjoyed. And when next we meet, I think I can finally maybe release that Transformers Hotshot review. But more than likely, it's going to be the Bandai Movie Monster Series GMK Godzilla and King Ghidorah. So, see you there. Peace. See, Kyle? Told you I liked it. And I do. Now, where's my $350?